Welcome everyone to this week's Skip Barber track guide at Zolder. This is a tricky little rascal. It has one or two few chicanes, this one being probably the most famous. You do get a little bit of air over it. We have three wheels off the ground. The front left is the only one that's in the air, as you can see just there. So we are a flying machine. Also, it is a bit of a killer for front wings. You can see mine is a bit damaged on both sides. So try and avoid the curbs best you can. We'll point out the pretty dangerous ones. Anywho, let's have a look at the track info for temperature for you guys. Setup will be in the description below. And lap time, we're going to get rid of this just so you guys can see it. We did a 1:46.5, so we did fall off a few times. We're in mid 46, mid to high 46s and low 47s when we do get a clean lap in. And well, without me waffling any further, let's get into it. Right, start finish line here, quite short. Not many overtakes. If you get a good run out of the last few corners, you better get an overtake like we do here. But we do have a car on the right hand side and he's on the racing line because that's where we want to be. So focus on the Coke Zero advertising all the way down here. The last zero / the second Coca-Cola logo is where you're going to want to be braking. So around here, a little bit later, as it passes your monitor, front tire passes it, and we're rolling the car in. Keep on throttle, keep that rear end in check. We're rolling the car in. We're going to absolutely destroy the curb of turn 1. Get the car fully over it. Doesn't affect the car too much at this sort of speed. We're also going to run very wide. We're going to get on the green astroturfy stuff, and we do nick a tyre into the gravel trap. That's probably the maximum you want to push it. You don't really want to get in the gravel trap. It is an off track out there and quite strict. That wasn't an off track. I don't know how. Not going to argue with iRacing though. Second braking point is this lovely shadow at the start of it or at the end of it, whatever you feel more comfortable. Another similar corner to turn 1, just turning the other way. It's a very long sweeping corner. Good speed through here. Get on the apex mid to late, which is quite handy. Curb doesn't seem to affect the car too much, which is brilliant. We can cut the corner. Avoid these massive curbs. They will damage your front wing and very nasty. So we nick a little bit of the red and white and we are away. Turn 3, ignore it. It's a acceleration zone. All we do is minimize steering as always, and basically we do tickle the curb. We want to keep the straight line speed of the Skippy nice and high. Bring the car over to the left hand side. We don't want to touch the grass. The curb ends just as we get over there for turn 4. Again, quite a fast corner in the Skippy, and our braking point is this service road. Just as our front tyre gets to the end of the road, if that makes sense, we're stabbing the brake and we're just trailing it ever so lightly, quarter throttle, half throttle, getting the car in. As soon as I feel the front end grip, I'm turning in, miss them sausage curbs again. Yeah, as soon as I feel the front end in, I'm full power. I want to be at the point where I'm full power and I don't need to lift off on the exit. You can run a little bit wide. If you get a tyre onto the gravel, it is an off track, so be very careful about running wide. If you do, expect a lot of people to do that. A lot of people spinning and spearing into the barrier on the right hand side over there, so be very careful about that. So if you get a good exit out of turn 4, you will be in the slipstream of the guy ahead and you will be able to pull alongside before turn 5. Now iRacing, the track map is a little bit weird because it says turn 5 is actually the chicane. Obviously a chicane has a left and a right. So we're going to call this turn 5 and gloss over that. Red and white wall on the right hand side. A couple of car lengths before that, we're braking down into second gear. And we're kind of turning in relatively easily and missing this bluey grey curb. Basically we're missing that to basically destroy this second one, so you can ride that quite happily. I counteract the oversteer a little bit too much here and run a little bit wide, put a tyre on the grass, but luckily it didn't affect us too much, and more importantly no off tracks. I would have been very pissed if that was an off track, put it lightly. So I believe this is turn 6 coming over the hill. Stay left. I run wide a little bit because I'm used to running GT cars and a bit faster cars. It doesn't matter, but shorten the track the best you can. Stay left. Be careful of that chicane. There'll be a lot of crashes down there, people spinning out, people running wide, so be warned coming through there. Now this curb / concrete bit here, that's actually my brake marker for the next chicane, which iRacing has a 7 near it, so I'm going to call all this complex turn 7. We're going 1, 2, 3 and then braking a straight line, nick the curb on the left hand side all the way down to first gear, miss the curbs again, damage wings, not good. Weird track, it goes for a really horrible dip. You want your wheels straight at that point. We absolutely cut the second one because we can. If you get on the bluey grey curves again, it will be an off track. We want to stay as far left to maximize this corner. We want to be on full throttle through this corner, as it's quite a good overtaking opportunity down into turn 8. So all of this is apparently turn 7. Well done iRacing. So basically we're just a full throttle zone here. If you get a good exit out of the last chicane there and through that kind of tight-ish turn, you will be getting alongside people down here. Be very careful of, you can just see it here, a little brow of a hill. I normally stay to the left hand side. Be very careful of people understeering if you're on the outside, understeering into you if you're going down the inside of turn 8. But basically try and minimize track distance and start picking your braking point for turn 8. It's kind of a hairpin. I would say it's a little bit less angled to be a hairpin because you almost come on your back on yourself. 100 meter board. As we pass it, we're counting 1 and then standing on the brakes. And of course, being a tightest corner on the circuit, we're down all the way into first gear. Roll the car in. You kind of want to ride the curb, but get most of the rotation and before the corner done, and straight line it out as maximum as you can. There is a little bit of extra curb out there. I wouldn't recommend using it. Just try and use the red and white curbing here. We stay on it until corner exit because this is another acceleration zone, so we're just trying to minimize track distance right about here. If you manage to get alongside down here, this will be a good overtaking opportunity. iRacing is calling it turn 10, so apparently that last chicane at full throttle was turn 9. So yeah, corners are a little bit everywhere around here. Another little straight. This is where if you get wing damage, it's going to affect you because these straights aren't really long enough, but they are long enough, if that makes any sense. If someone's damaged, they are going to get alongside you quite easily. The bridge or advertising bridge here, I use a pillar on the right hand side just as I get before that, braking again all the way down into first gear, and I'm turning the car in quite early, missing the bluey grey curbs. Just give them a little tickle as you go past, and basically we want to be on full throttle as early as we can. Give the blue curbs a little tickle again as you go past, but we're changing into second gear and we're just trying to minimize steering, maximize acceleration, because we are on the start finish straight again. Use the curb on the left hand side. Again, be careful, people will spin out on there, getting their tires on the dirt, and an off track. So start finish line is quite a way away, so if someone is up your jack seat, they might be able to pull alongside you. So last lap dive bombs going on. But as we come across the line, you will see the track time appear, which is a 1:46.5 something, was it? Can't I remember off the top of my head. 5:03. So 1:46 dead half. Couldn't do it again if I tried. So as always, following on will be the full speed chase cam and then the full speed cockpit cam. I hope this helped you guys. As always, let me hear your lap times, let me hear what races you get on with, and hopefully more successful races rather than crashes. Otherwise guys, thank you very much for your time, and catch you on the next one.